this reporting point layer that had been existing in EFAS for a long time, but we've done some work to improve the way it displayed the information, and that was released in October 2019. So now the layer shows all the points that can be represented on the EFAS Lisflood River Network, where partners have shared discharge data with the EFAS Hydrological Data Collection Center. And at the time of the EFAS-4 release, we have 2,651 what we call fixed reporting points, which are based on locations of the observed station. So thank you very much. Zooming to northern Italy, you can see the fixed reporting points as gray squares or blue. Most blue points have their medium range forecast post-processed at the daily time step. And Cinzia mentioned the post-processing step. So the fixed reporting points, they change color during flood conditions according to the EFAS reporting point criteria. They turn yellow or red depending on the severity of the forecasts. If the flood severity is reached within the next 48 hours, as shown here, a black border is added to the reporting point. So you can very quickly look at whether the flood peak is soon or not so soon. Dynamic points are also added to the map viewer during flood conditions. And these are points along the river network where we do not have any river discharge data from the partners, but where there is a strong flood signal which is forecasted. And they're shown in a similar way to the fixed reporting points as yellow and red squares. But that's not new. But one thing which is new, it's a key feature that we've introduced in this reporting point map layer regards stations with upstream areas which is too small to meet the EFAS dissemination flood reporting point criteria. But that's still available to us. It's one of the least of the fixed reporting points because those stations have been provided by partners. So when the forecasts are exceeding the 2- and 5-year return period flood thresholds, the points are highlighted with a color-coded border, and which is, yellow if it exceeds 2-year return period level, as shown here, or red. And this feature, we believe it might help partners to monitor their own stations, even if small catchments, and otherwise in the previous reporting point version, they were not highlighted. So if we look now at an example of a fixed reporting point station, that's quite easy to do, to identify the station. It's done through the search feature. You can type a name of a location, and what happens is that the map viewer zooms on that location. So here we've got a reporting point. You can click on that reporting point and the pop-out window appears. This one is the river Oder in Glogo in Poland. Sorry about my pronunciations. It receives river discharge in real time, and the medium range forecast can be post-processed. When this is possible, the first graph shown on the pop-up window is the post-process hydrograph. So this is the case here. As we said already, post-processing models remains at a 24-hourly time step. So the next change we've introduced is the river discharge forecast hydrograph. And now they show the information available scaled according to the cubic meter per second. And you also have still the return period scale shown, but in the past you could not see the river discharge. What we've also done is that the output of the model force with observed precipitation is with observations is shown at 6-hourly time step. So now the Cosmo and ECMWF forecast are shown similarly. And we still show the same graph as you had before, which is scaled according to the written period. And this is so then it scales slightly differently and it provides you a different way of looking at things. We also have worked on revamping the supporting plots to match the 6-hourly time step of the simulation. So we've added information from the days up to and including the time of initialization. And this is for precipitation, snowmelt, and temperature. And we think that it will make it easier to diagnose what's driving the forecast if you're interested. And finally, the persistence forecast plots have also been upgraded. Now we show 4 time steps for each day. Of course, before it was only 1. And that provides additional detail of the forecast. And we've reversed the order of the forecast in the table with the most recent forecast on the top, because we believe it's more intuitive to read. But all the rest is unchanged, the color and the type of graphs.